7:10, we wake up. First question from Matt Mayoko is Kliff Kingsbury. Kliff, how difficult is it preparing for week one this year, just given, the pandemic and all that stuff? And he's like, yeah, it's tough. And then he just goes into this litany of excuses. I mean, he's like, well, I'm just, kind of worried about tackling and substitution. It's like, okay, they're the best team in the NFC. They were 10 minutes away from winning the Super Bowl. We're kind of just progressing, but I like the way we're progressing. It's like, yeah, we're still learning how to tackle and substitute correctly and get lined up. And we're playing against the greatest team ever. But we got a chance. We got a good chance. It was like, dang, Kliff. Usually you pump up the other team and downplay your own, but it was like, he was basically saying if we win this game, I should be the coach of the year because we are way bigger underdogs than people understand. And then halfway through the press conference, someone was like, yeah, but you guys have DeAndre Hopkins. Isn't that good? And he's like, yeah, but let me say, the first thing about DeAndre Hopkins is he's a team guy. I like that. So he starts off with something positive to say before launching into the negative, which he says in an upbeat tone. So if you're not really listening critically, you're like, oh yeah, it sounds good. No. He's like, yeah, well, he still has to build chemistry with our quarterback. And, we have to figure out how to use him, the offensive staff, because I've only had him in the flesh for a couple of weeks. So it's what he's saying is this guy may not even know our offense. We don't even know his strengths and weaknesses. How much are they going to be able to put on DeAndre Hopkins' plate week one? He was saying hey, man, yeah, I know you like our quarterback, but he's young. And I know you like our wide receiver, but we don't even know what he can do. So I went into that press conference being I don't know who's going to win week one. It's going to be a really close game. The Cardinals kept it close last year. And I came out of that press conference being Niners are going to win. Kingsbury's scared. And he understands that the bar is way too high for the Cardinals this year. They basically need to win 10 games. 11 would be better. Everyone thinks they're going to be really good. And they may not be. To his point, their big addition, DeAndre Hopkins, only limited training camp, no OTAs, no mini camp, no preseason. How long is that going to take before he's comfortable in this offense, before he has chemistry with Kyler Murray? It's true. And then when you look into Kliff Kingsbury's background, it's not like he's a winner. He makes Chip Kelly look like Jim Harbaugh, Bill Walsh. I like Kliff Kingsbury in the sense that he's creative, and I think some of the things he does on offense are good. But he's not a coordinator. He's a head coach. And if you look, you can Google it. Kliff Kingsbury coaching record, he hasn't had a winning season since 2015. 2015. That was the Obama administration. The injury report, let me check real quick. Hold on. It should be out pretty soon. Hold on. Okay. The Obama administration. And then he was 7-6. That was the best year he's had since Trump became the president. Since then, he had 3 years, coaching Patrick Mahomes in the Big 12, one of the weakest conferences in college football, 0 winning seasons. From what I heard, Texas Tech fired him after 2018. Fired him. Kingsbury was going to have to become an offensive coordinator, which is what he should be. At USC, he was going to have to settle for a demotion because he got fired, from what I heard. And then he fell into a head coaching job in the NFL and got the number 1 pick. What is that? I don't get it. Now, I like his offense. They kept the game close against the Niners twice last year. But what he's basically saying is look, we played the Niners mid-season last year. We played them in November and after Halloween. We're playing them week 1. No mini camp, no preseason. Hopkins, I've coached 4 practices with him. I'm not that good of a coach. I'm not going to have my guys ready week 1 with no preseason. I can't do it. I'm not a good enough coach to get this done. That's what he was basically saying. It was so weak. But again, that's to me what you get in the NFL these days with these young coaches who haven't proven themselves. You give them a 6-year deal or whatever, and they know they don't have to do anything the first 2 years. What they have to do is lower the bar, keep the bar real low. So when they finally do break out, 9 wins is great. Right now, 9 wins ain't good enough for Kliff Kingsbury. If he goes 9-7 and has his first winning season in half a decade, people be like, yes, we thought you were better than that, Kliff. So, I think it was interesting listening to an overhyped head coach who has accomplished zilch at any level in terms of winning and losing start backpedaling today. Someone said Lane Kiffin 2.0. That's exactly what I was thinking. I often compare him to Chip Kelly, but that's not fair because Chip Kelly did a whole lot of winning in college. Kliff didn't. Kliff did not. I mean, Kliff's a head coach because Kyle Shanahan's good at his job. To be fair, right? Because of the Shanahan trend in the league. You looking for the next Shanahan and you squint real hard after a couple margaritas and a shot of 151, Kliff Kingsbury starts to look like him. But not before the shot of 151.